Okay, welcome to this tutorial. This tutorial is going to demonstrate how to insert an SD card, which is a device that looks not dissimilar to that. That's actually a micro SD card inside an adapter, but an SD card or micro SD adapter, an SD card will look like that. This is a micro version of that. That is simply an SD micro. This is a micro SD card, 32 gigabyte on here of data. Put that in there, and that allows the larger card to be inserted into the computer in the slot, and when it's inserted into the slot, after you wait a little bit, a window will appear that looks like this. Just zoom in there a little bit so you can see it. Okay, so that is the autoplay window as depicted here in the top. Whoop, too much focus. Hang on, zoom out. So autoplay. It's a Kingston device. That doesn't really mean anything, nor does the letter E. So ignore both, but just identify the last thing that you inserted and just do one at a time to save confusion until you know what you're doing. Autoplay occurs when you insert a new removable storage device like a USB stick, or in our case a micro SD adapter. Okay, and that's an adapter because it's got a little device inside, but ignore that. Okay, that is what we've put into the computer, something similar. And then we can see the fourth option here is a little something called open folder to view files using Windows Explorer. So when you hold down the Windows key on the keyboard, which can be found there, that's the Windows key. With that held down, if you then press the E key at the same time, you hold down Windows and E like that, and look what happens. You get My Computer, the same result as if you hit My Computer, right? So what you're doing now is you're perusing all of the devices, the storage devices and other things that are on My Computer. Okay, and that includes, you can see, this option here. That's the other way that you can generate the same result. Close it down, hit the top left hand box that's got the X in it, the little red X. Okay, if you select that with the mouse that way and hit boom, right, that'll close down that window. So back to where we were when we've now put the SD card into the computer, and if we select that, you'll see that we get the same result as if we had just hit Windows E. I'll left click that once and I'll zoom back so you can see we've got the same similar result, only we haven't. We've got a totally different result. I was lying through my teeth to see if you were paying attention. What in fact we have here is we have we're now exploring not My Computer, but the device that we just inserted. Okay, so that device has got, zooming in, directories, and those directories contain subdirectory. Forget the other device underneath it there. In fact, let me get rid of that to save confusion. That's just another USB storage device that I've just removed, like that. Yeah, I hope it's gone. Okay, it'll stay there because right now, just don't worry about that. So now in that device, if we pan back, we can see the folders that are contained on that storage device. Okay, in fact, why don't we maximize it? That's the middle window at the top there. You can't see, so that's minimize, maximize, and the other one is restore or resize or restore, either or. Actually, again, don't know. I'll have to edit that because, alright, I'm talking rubbish. So we're going here, 3 folders, and right, we've agreed that we're in the Kingston drive that we just inserted, trying to get it on file. Now, which one of these contains the files that we want? Let's have a look. Micro Lorna's tutorials. I wonder what's in there. Double click there, and look, there's a whole heap of files that I'd copied over from Linda's place last night. Okay, now their SWF file extension indicates that that's to be opened with Flash Media. So if I open on one of those files, I'm going to take you off on a tangent. the point here of this video was actually to copy those files that I've got there. That's the source file. So if I hit Control A, which means Control All or Select All, Control A selects all the files. Did you see that? That's the result of Control A. That selects all. Control plus A selects all. You want to see that key combination again? Control Z will undo it, I hope. I've got to make sure the window has the focus. Control Z. No, that's not giving me the love. Okay, so just undo that move some other way. As soon as you're on video, everything goes to pot. So they are the source files. They are the files that we want to copy from the data, the micro SD card. Micro is inside here. Micro SD card. We'll get to that, the relevance of that later. Just think of an SD card as like a USB stick. It's just another form of removable storage. Closing the door now for dramatic effect. The helicopters are chasing me. Now, okay, so let's hit Windows E to open up a second window. Okay, so let's just hold down the Windows E key. Bingo. So that now gives us my computer. Okay, so we want to create a target directory. That means we want to create a place to store all of those files. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just arranging the two windows, okay, so that I can see both windows on the screen. That one now has the focus. I move it there, but that's not going to give me the result. Okay, I've got to go down the bottom here, make it a little bit smaller, right, and then I move it this way. No, I don't want to maximize it. Just move it there, release, and then I resize. I can go here, okay, and pull that across, not all the way. I want to still be able to read a little bit of information there. Changes there, and drag it not all the way because I don't want to maximize it, right? I just want to resize it. So I've basically got a side-by-side view. Now we're still not there because on the left we've got our source files in our SD card on the left. Okay, we haven't selected any yet. And on the right, we're now going to create a target directory. Okay, what does that mean? And this is where I got tripped up with writing the notes, Lorna. So if we go to local disk here, C, that's the local disk. Now I have created a shortcut down here. I'm going to focus on this right window here. So I'll zoom in. We'll get back to the side-by-side action in a second. So my pictures, I've created a shortcut to my computer, my pictures. Now the long way to get to my pictures, and you will need to know this, is to go, so I've created this shortcut to go here to my pictures. No, that will rename it. You need to click on the left side on the little folder icon. Okay, now it's C uses Linum. Okay. Now, what did I just do? Did I lose anyone? Probably. Have I lost you? Okay, let me back it up and show you what I've done. No. Okay, and just focus. That move was a bit fast. I'll just slow it down. So that is the source folder where I want to paste into, right? It is in, okay. But rather than go through the long process of going to C, right, let's just click out of that for a moment. Right, now we're at C. Okay, now I've clicked on C and I can see all these weirdly named folders here. And all I'm doing, just ignore that one there because that's a shortcut. To get there, to get to the target directory, just follow me for a second. It would be C, users, double click users, Linum, and then my pictures. Okay, did you see that? Let's go back. Go up to the top there. Zoom in. To go back to the root directory, which is C, click on that file path name up the top there. Now watch. Now we've got to go to, we want the final directory, but we don't know how do I get to my pictures because we can't actually see anything that says my pictures, right? Can you see anything here that says my pictures? Anyone in the audience, Lorna? Can you see my pictures here?
Yes.
So we're where?
Right down the bottom.
No, that's a shortcut. Biff. I'm not including the pictures, right?
Oh, so it's from that up, isn't it?
No, look, here I said, here. I've created a shortcut, right, to my pictures. But look, in all of that, you can't see anything that would give you a clue as to how do I get from A to B. Because at A to B, you've got to go through A1, A2, which are subfolders of C. Okay?
Okay.
Right? So instead of having to go, do the following, okay, so you go to C, you have to know that My Pictures is in the Users folder. It's the first main folder, so it's in C, and then Users. You following me?
Yep.
Users is the first folder. So we've got to open the first folder called Users, double click, and then we've got to know the name of the user. There's two, Lineham and Public, and we've got to double click on Lineham. Clock's ticking, we're in a hurry. We double click on Lineham, and then we go down to My Pictures here. That's a 3-click hop to get to where we want to go. Because I use this very frequently, this directory, and because I don't want to go Users, Lineham, My Pictures, what I've done is I've created a shortcut. What's a shortcut? Well, it saves you having to do that process. 4 moves where you can just go, okay.
1 click.
1 click, My Pictures, double click, bang, and there we are as we zoom out. Okay, double click the shortcut, lands us in the target directory. Now in here, we are keeping things in chronological date order. We're putting the date on the folder. So if I go into this is now the target, okay, but we don't want to paste all of those files here, right? We don't want to just paste all those right into here, because it'll be a big long list and it'll appear like that in here and get very confusing very quickly. So what we do to keep everything organised, just in the physical world, is we create a new folder. See all the folders here? These are folders, and they all contain files. Let's open them. Right? Oh, that's a folder containing a folder, so it's a subfolder. Double click, no files in that one. Fine. We go back, projects, back, My Pictures, hang on, back, so that you can go back to the last folder. So My Pictures has got a folder called My Projects, double click on that, it's got a folder called Business Model Generation, double click that, and there's nothing in it yet. But the stuff that I've recorded, the videos that relate to that, are going to be saved in here in due course. Right? But they at the moment, among others, are just in a flat file in the SD card that we've taken out of the video camera. So now what I'm going to do, this is an important step to understand, I'm going to hold down the control key. I'm going to hold down the control key on this keyboard because it's German. It's actually STRG. Control N for new. Okay, I'll do it with 2 hands. Can you see this is the N key here? My right finger is, and on the left is the control key. Trust me, it's just in German. Hold it down, hit the N key. What do you think happens? No, hang on. Zot. Control N. Ah, look at that. No, it's not working. Okay, it's opened up a new window. Alright, if you want to open up a new window, hit Control N. If you want to open up a new folder, hold down the right key. Okay, I'm taking total bullshit. No, I thought it was a Control N for new. You see there where it says new on that menu?
Yep.
Okay, so we navigate to that. We select it by left clicking. Alright, left click once, and then, just bear with me, I'll zoom back a bit. Okay, there are the options. They're the new things we can create from that list. Folder, shortcut, yada yada yada. Right, so what we want is a new folder here. So if we left click once on new, left click, and let our finger off it, it should keep this second one persistent, so it won't go away anywhere. What does that mean? Keep it persistent so it won't go anywhere. Let me have a look again. So if I go new over here and left click, this menu to the left here will stay there. It won't disappear on us. Right? So we want a new folder, select it from the list by left clicking. Now by default, it comes up with tries to name it for us automatically with new folder plus a number if there's already a new folder there, new folder 2, new folder 3, and so on. We don't want that name, we want a more descriptive name. So we hit backspace, because that's now highlighted, that's got the focus. If we hit backspace now, Bingo. Now it's ready to receive keystrokes, and we're renaming that folder from folder 2 to something more descriptive. Now it's 2014, 10 for October, and I'm going to call it 20, but 20 is already taken. I'm going to call it 21. Right? Now if I click on that folder, double click now, not in here where you're renaming it, but on the icon itself. Right? It's not done it. Right, I made a mistake if I do that. So, start again. Zoom out, we want new, and don't worry, I make plenty of mistakes. Plenty. Just watch this video and write in and tell me. Not you style people, you just sit there and be quiet or you get the electric prodder again. Right click that, back out, we want new. Not doing it for me. No, now we don't want new, we're going to rename it because we've mucked up the renamings thing. Right, so now we've created a new folder and we're going to rename it. So what I'm showing you here, for the audience who aren't smocking and laughing, is basically when you make a mistake, how to recover. So that's what we had, right? We had that situation called new folder 2. Now backspace and call it 2010 2010 because it's not. 2014 10 so 2014 October 2-1. Now what did I do wrong last time? Did you remember? What did I do wrong? I'm not going to repeat. Did you learn? Or were you too busy laughing at me? You non-creative garbage. Right, what we're going to do, what I did last time is double click. What I'm going to do this time is move the mouse over some white space and left click. No, that's going to happen. Destination already contains a folder called that. Oh dear. So there's already a folder called that, is there? Oh no, there's a problem. No, this is a learning opportunity and an exercise in humility for the lecturer. Because as soon as you turn the camera on, everything goes to shit. Right? As soon as you look like an expert with a computer, like dogs and children, don't work with them on television. Righto. So, do I want to replace that? No, I don't. Okay, do I want to... No, I don't want to replace... So I'm going to go, no, I don't. And it'll default now back to new folder name. And again, performing a simple operation, confusing everybody. We'll get there at the end, but you're learning as we go, I hope. So I'm right-clicking on the folder. Right, and I'm going to rename it. Right, rename. Totally lost the point of the lesson probably, and everyone's distracted and squirming in their seats. Rename it. Now backspace, I'm going to call it, rename, shithead. I'm going to call it shite, right, because it's annoying me.
21.
Okay, shite. No. Now that's going to go to the end. I'm not going to call it shite. I'm going to call it 2010 2010 because it's 2014 10 23. I'm going to call it shite. Now you click on the white space. Oops, hang on. So I've renamed it there. Now I've clicked on the white space, and then the name has held Yahoo. Now why has it done that with a folder in it? Because it hasn't. That's the other thing. Where are we? 23. There it is there. There it is hidden. Move it down there. No. So I'm going to do that there. I don't know why that's at the end, but it is. That's the new directory that we've created. I'm going to double click that. How can that be fucking possible? How can there be because I'm obviously, not a new fucking directory. I don't want that. What's it fucking doing? No, it's already there. 23. This is not making any fucking sense whatsoever. I can't believe it. Okay, right click. New. Okay, we'll start again. New. I'm going to have to edit this, so just please be patient.
You will, because...
Shut up. New. Folder. Sorry. New folder 20. 2014 10 55 55. Okay, great. Open that. Excellent. So I've been successful in creating a new folder. I don't know why it took so long. My apologies for my profanity. I was getting quite frustrated with doing a simple task. Okay, so I've created that new folder. My pictures at the top there, you can see. Now that's the target folder. Alright? Now if you just wind it back and start that process, you can see how to do it really quickly. Alright, so we've just created a new folder in the C drive, Windows, Linum. Windows uses Linum, My Pictures, right? That's how we got there. Here's our new directory. It's empty. You can see there's nothing in it, whereas the others have got, the other icons show there's something in them, except that one. Nothing in that one. Fine. This one, nothing in that one. Fine. And nothing in the one that we've just created, coming up last in the list. Okay, so now what we want to do is focus on the cut and paste option. We don't really want to cut and paste it. Why? Because a cut and paste is a pretty drastic move. If something goes wrong with that Control X and Control V, you could lose your source file. It's a much safer thing to do to copy and paste. If anything goes wrong, you've still got your source file. So how do you clean up the space? Well, after you've done the copy and paste as opposed to the cut, what you do is you go through, you select all your files in your source that you want to remove. So because we want to take more photographs on our Kingston device, our SD card, all these files here we want to actually remove once we've moved them from our source to our target. And all we've just done there is set up a target directory, a place to which we can save our source files, copied and pasted from our source directory, which is on an external SD removable card. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Now, it all might seem pretty, this is a very run-of-the-mill type application, right? Run-of-the-mill type process. So again, we select that, make that active, that being the Kingston device, because, right, and then we go, whilst that's got the focus, and we know because the X in the top right hand corner is red, as opposed to not red, not red, no focus, focus, so that receives, that application, that window receives the next instructions, which are going to be Lorna. Now, please, could you select all of the files and directories in the active window, please, without touching the camera? Just select all of them for me and tell me what keystrokes you're going to do to complete that task.
Sorry, can I just put it there?
That's actually a very good move, because what you've done there is what you may need to do is indeed, if you hit is select a file like that. I have a feeling, I'm not sure, practice this at home and write in and tell me. If you now hit Control A, I'm certain that it'll copy everything. Had you not had the file from this directory highlighted, even though that window may have had the focus, the machine doesn't know, may not know, may not receive that instruction. So let's test that theory. Okay, wait. Alt tab. Again, this is distracting. Okay. Oh, don't worry about that. Okay, just go Control A, Control C for copy. Now we've copied it to the clipboard, right? The imaginary application that temporarily stores things like M+ in your calculator. There's our target directory. Now we're not actually in our target directory, so if we paste now, we're not pasting where we want. So we double click to open that folder, zoom back, right, and now we hit Control V for paste. And as it pastes, because it's a large amount of files, it's going to take a little time. You're presented with that. Now don't touch the computer while this is going on, because chances are you'll bump something. Go and make a cup of tea. Now that is going to copy 34 items across, and you can see the size is 921 megabytes, and you can see roughly how long it's got given how much elapsed time there is. And it's just copying all those files off the SD card, copying from and pasting them to my computer, in my C drive, users, Linum, my pictures, 2014 10 555, right? That's where it's going, from the source to the target. Takes a little while. Now the question is, do we want to delete them off that SD card? Well, not really. We want Lorna to put those files, which are lessons, onto your computer when you get home. So I'm going to give you that SD card that's in there, okay? And your homework is going to be not to take the video camera things, but to take that SD card with you, right? It's in the computer, okay?
Yep.
And complete what I've just shown you exactly on your computer, okay? But instead of C users Linum here, C users Linum my pictures, right? Let's have a look here. You'll go C, let's see if I can get to the desktop here. C users Linum, hang on, I don't know how to get to the desktop, so C must be Windows. Windows users, no, C users. How do I get to the desktop from here? I don't know, I used to know. It's been so long. Windows and WS. No, temp, no. C users Linum. Would it be there? Yes, it is. So there it is. Okay, so it's C. See the path up there? So that's a path. Computer, fine. Local disk C, yep, main disk. Users Linum. We back off and we can see desktop there. C users Linum desktop. Double click on desktop. They're all the programs in the other window. Yeah, they're there. They're all the programs saved on my desktop. All the not programs rather, but my files on my desktop. And then it's quite a mess it is too. Okay, so for you, Lorna, you'll need to learn how to get to that desktop, right? And you might want to create a shortcut. Let's see now. You saw how much trouble I couldn't remember how to get to desktop, right? So let's go back to C. Right, now that our files have finished copying across, that's safe. So you can remove now that disk, please, for me. I'll wait for the camera to get on. Okay. So show me how to remove physically the disk. Yep. Push it. Okay. Brilliant. It comes out. No, look at that. That's brilliant. So that's yours. And now that window.
Oh, this is.
Yeah, well, take that with you because it's got all those tutorials on it, right? That I need. So now what we're doing is I'm showing you how to navigate to desktop and create a shortcut in order to. So down here you see where I've created a shortcut called My Pictures, right? Now, why did I put that there? Because I didn't want to basically physically go C and then click Users, Linum, and My Pictures, which is down here somewhere. If I scroll down a little bit, right? That's one way of doing it, My Pictures, and click it, right? So instead what I did was I created a shortcut called My Pictures. So I just go My Pictures, click, and boom, that's where my directory is. So that saves me a lot of keystroking. Makes navigation a lot faster. Now how did I create that shortcut? Okay, and where would you put it? Well, you're always going to land in the C drive, and you don't want to clog up the C drive with too many shortcuts either. I always land on the desktop because basically it's the desktop, and I clog up my desktop and that makes my system slow. So with C, we hit Control E, Windows E rather, start from fresh. Now get rid of that. Windows E, fantastic. Windows Explorer, brilliant. What does that show us? Well, it shows us all of the storage items and files that are that are associated with my computer, but they're all closed. So I can't see how to get to desktop from that view, can I? But wouldn't it be nice if I had a bloody something in there like a shortcut? See where I can put the shortcut. I put the shortcut in here. Right click and go New, Negative, Negative. Okay, let's give this a go. Let's go C. Double click. And down here in the white space, that's where just a blank space there. Don't click on a file or folder because that'll do an operation on the file or folder. Okay, so be there in the open where the arrow is, right click, select New. Okay, left click again just to keep this menu persistent. No. If you move off the menu, smart Microsoft. Okay, if I run off onto the white space with the left mouse clicked, I'm fine. Try that move again, right click, New. Okay, now that menu appears. I'll zoom out and show you what happens. Now, if I run off the edge here with the mouse accidentally, that'll disappear. This menu will just vanish. Watch me. So I've just, right, I moved over here. Oh, right. But by contrast, if I left click there, fine, yes it appears, but now I run off and the same thing happens, and I'll just keep moving. Don't write in. Please don't write in. Okay, so what do I do there? Escape, because you can't see it, right? So what I did was I went right click into white space. White space, that's not white space, that's not white, that is blank space. Right click, okay. Let me zoom in, you know. Okay, new, left click new, and then what we want here is a new shortcut. Okay, left click, bang. Now on the other screen, which you can't see, I'll just allow me for a second, a window has appeared on the other screen. So if you've got one screen you'll see this, so don't worry about that, it's just a, right, and it says, can you read it? What's it say? It says type the location of the item. So hang on, what item would you like to create a shortcut for? Well, I want one for the desktop. This wizard helps you create shortcuts to local or network programs, files, folders, computers, or internet addresses. Well, wow. Click next to continue. Wow. And there's a browse button, and there's a not next, because we've got to actually browse first to do what? To select the item we would like to create the shortcut for. And I said we want the desktop. So you do need to know the path to the, let's call it, resource that you want to create the shortcut for. So you browse. And this is exactly the same workflow, incidentally, if you're in Internet Explorer in your email program and you want to send an attachment, you're going to have to browse for that attachment. You're going to need to know where it is on your hard drive. What filing cabinet, what drawer, what folder, what subfolder, what subfolder, and so on, and what file. So this window appears, browse for files or folders. Very similar to what you may have seen when attaching a file. Okay. Just hopefully I get that all in shot. Now, what do we want? Desktop. Look at that, it's the first on the list. Well, what else is there? Well, you can create a shortcut to just about anything. You can create a shortcut to a shortcut, I don't know. We want that one. That one. Okay, and then if we go OK here, boff, okay, you can see what's called now the path, the file